Your
He seems
microphone is on 400.
Yeah. I was
Sorry,
gonna say
because
the
this
same thing.
thing's up my.
Just turn the gain down.
Yeah, well, I had to move it to move some around.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. I'm Shane, and we're here again on another Sunday night for our regular podcast episode. Thanks very much for joining us. You can find all of our links at 5idiotstalkingtoys.com, our socials, our merch shops. You can buy some swag for the show. And also you can subscribe on our YouTube channel. Please like this video, comment if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're on your favorite podcast app, thanks very much for joining us. Tonight we have a fun episode. It's a good topic. Let's bring the boys in right now. John is here. Chris is here. Brandon and Charles. What's up, fellas? How are you tonight?
Let me
What's up,
unmute
Shane?
myself. Hello, Shane.
Hey, Shane.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for having me on again tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks for
you
having us
being here.
back.
Yeah. Oh, John's back. That's
Yeah.
right.
John
When I'm
left?
trying to introduce the show, and Charles is eating Terra vegetable chips, and
Still?
Brandon has his garbage can lid full of pasta. It's hard to get started, so I had to mute you guys.
I think he's paying his bills right now.
He's still recovering from a 5-day bender.
Who's that?
John.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
Usually
still-
Brandon's on a 5-day bender, but I got confused.
Brandon's
So
on the 7-day bender.
everyone already sees Chris's Wi-Fi is hanging on by a thread. He is about to get dropped.
He just gave the hamster underneath his desk an extra kick in the ass, get him around that wheel a little faster.
It's going. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
Charles,
fine.
remember when Brandon said his was fine and all of a sudden he
John.
disappeared?
That's what you looked like for a couple seconds.
Remember when Brandon said his was fine and all of a sudden he disappeared?
Oh, yeah. He was so embarrassed he logged off.
All
I
right,
had
guys,
the fastest
so-
speed
I
here.
have no-
Oh, John's
Internet.
frozen again. Oh, he's back. All right, who wants to introduce our topic tonight? I teased and said we had a good one. It's not Star Wars. Shocker, right?
Really?
It's related to Star Wars.
How so, Brandon?
Star Wars shares a common actor that happens to be a major movie star.
And a director, too, right?
Who is that,
Uh,
Brandon?
well, they share a director, kind of, maybe. I
They
don't
shared directing, I think. Yeah.
know. For
Urban
yes.
Kirchner.
Put it
Okay, I don't think
Aaron
you're correct,
Kirchner.
but okay.
Empire Strikes
That
Back.
would be Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford.
Come on.
Ah. So we're here to talk toys as we usually do. Occasionally we'll do a review. Chris is totally frozen. I love it. Occasionally we'll do a review. We'll do a toy hunt, whatever. But we are here to talk about collectibles. And tonight we're going to talk about the Indiana Jones line. I guess we'll talk maybe a little vintage as well. But there's a new movie coming out not too far off in the distant future. And there's some new toys coming out. Isn't that right, Brandon?
Well, it's Indiana Jones 5. The title's yet to be determined. That's coming out in 2023. But I know a few of us, and there goes Chris. I know a few of us have the.
My
Right.
gosh,
few of us
you guys
like
pay,
the,
you guys
the
pay
vintage.
your sorry to cut you off, but do you guys pay your internet bill, Wi-Fi? Do you have like routers in your house? Like, what the hell is going on? It's ridiculous. We're running a podcast here. A podcast. You need internet.
We didn't even have
Chris-
microphones until like 2 months ago, so I wouldn't
Chris
start.
bought a Toxic Limbs Bosk while he was like a guest at a wedding one time, and he can't pay for internet.
It's ridiculous. I mean, something has to give. I'm assuming he's not paying that bill then.
His wife's probably paying it.
I don't think anyone's paying it because it ain't working.
All right, so where do we want to jump in with this? It's a topic That's interesting to all of us because we're all pretty big Indiana Jones fans, just in terms of the movies and the characters, let alone down to the toys.
So Kenner made the ones back in the 80s, the vintage line there, for Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I think they stopped there. And I know there was a short run of those figures because it was nearing the end of the Kenner Star Wars line is when those came out. So mid 80s. And then another toy company picked up and made Temple of Doom figures.
LJN, I think.
LJN Toys made the Temple of Doom figures, and those weren't as great, I don't think. I know some people like them, but they're a little bit bigger, I think, to scale, and they were just a little funky looking.
Yeah, the Indy's hat sat way high on his head.
Yeah. And then Hasbro took over the license, obviously, from Kenner, and they started producing multiple lines throughout the 90s and early 2000s. Like I have one of them here. This is a 2007 copyright figure. So that's just an example of what they came out with in the early 2000s. And now, from Hasbro PulseCon, which I think came out yesterday, they announced that they're coming out with a few new figures for a new indie line just in time for the new movie, which these figures are supposed to come out next year. And they're coming out with the Black Series line of 6-inch figures. They're coming out with a retro line, which I'm sure a lot of people are very excited about. And they're coming out with another line of just some of the items that may have been used in the movie and the props. But this was revealed yesterday. I know a couple, and by the time this episode airs, it'll probably be in a week from now. So this information might be a little dated, but it was a big reveal. A lot of people have been waiting on this, and I think it's going to be a pretty good toy line. And Shane's just showing some pictures here. So what he's showing right now is this 6-inch figure, which is has obviously all the articulation. So this will be a Black Series 6-inch, and we haven't seen any Black Series other than Star Wars. So this is definitely a big change. I think you could pre-order them as of October 1st.
So you can swap his hands out? It looks like
you can
You
swap
can swap
his
hands out with,
that's pretty cool.
swap out hands. I don't know how the whip works. I don't know if it's got like a wire in it or not. That would be pretty cool.
I think you kind of just wave your hand back and forth and it just swings around. That's how a whip works.
Gotcha.
Oh boy.
I think he's talking about on a 6-inch toy.
Tot that comes with a removable head.
removable head.
Yeah.
Removable head. Remember in the movie where his face melts? There it is.
Okay.
And a removable hand.
Where he's got the emblem burned into his hand.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh.
A Sala figure.
Nice.
That looks
These are
cool.
still the 6-inch, yeah.
Yeah, this is a 6-inch line. A
I
Belloc.
saw some people talking about the retro figures today, and they're like,
That
great.
was cool.
This is going to
Belloc
kill
looks
the price.
just like the one that came out in the early 2000s. I mean,
These do?
it doesn't look any different, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it is better, probably made better.
Right there he's saying, now hold on, Brandon. We look a lot different.
I have a prediction for this line.
The detail is really cool.
Crash and burn.
For the 6-inch line?
All of them.
You think so?
No indie line has ever survived, ever.
Yeah.
So I don't think these are, even though, I want them myself, but.
That one looks weird.
The articulation on some of these look a little odd.
It's a frying pan.
Yes. Yeah.
Her pants look very, very wide.
You know what the thing is with the new movie coming out, I just don't see that kids are going to be interested in the whatever line of toys they put out for children. You know, obviously these are more collectibles, But I think I don't think they're going to have a good time targeting to the kids for toys for the current movie when it's out. And
I agree with
you. It's going to be
you.
all up to how many collectors want to get these.
I mean, how many kids do you see that play with Black Series figures?
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're not going to, but I'm saying that they're going to put out a lower line for kids in Target and Walmart and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't see the kids having interest in that.
I don't either. I've already made an attempt with my son like multiple times. He won't even watch one of the movies. Like he just can't watch them, whatever reason.
I watched.
This is just for collectors.
My daughter, she liked them.
No one cared in the 80s. No one cared in the 90s. And no one cared in the 2000s.
Well, especially if they're offering figures from a movie that came out in the 80s, the kids definitely aren't going to look at it. Now, if they came out with figures for the new movie and the new movie appealed to the new generation, then maybe I could see that. But this is appealing to all the people that watch our podcast. So, interested in what everybody thinks of these. Now, this is
the retro packaging.
It looks the same.
Yeah. So this is good if you don't want to spend the hundreds of dollars to buy yourself a retro indie. But
are you buying it, Brandon?
I haven't put a pre-order in for anything. I might put one in for the retro indie just to have one that I could, mess around with.
They look really great, though. I mean,
I'm doing a pre-order for the retro.
Yeah, that's the only one that I can see doing. I'm not doing the 6-inch line because I don't collect the 6-inch.
The whip, like the end of the whip that he holds, is a ridiculous size.
Yeah, like he's
not even close. It's not even close to where it should be.
That's good, I guess, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, for that reason, yeah, it's good.
So he doesn't quite look. Well, maybe he does.
So this is the retro collection.
Yeah. He looks pretty close.
Looks a little off.
The gun has a holster, or the gun you can put in a holster, which the original figure I don't think you could do that with. Correct?
I sent all my indies in for grading. I don't have any with me.
I have one next to me. He has a holster.
You can put the gun in the holster?
I don't know if you can put it in, but he has one.
Because this one here, you can put it in.
All right, so this is the 6-inch again. We kind of already saw that. There's the packaging.
Yeah.
So I mean, Hasbro released these figures like the same one here that I just showed you guys, and this whole I don't remember anybody buying these.
So we've got one retro collection, and then we saw this 6-inch as well. So I'm not going to show that again, but Staff of Ra.
You can put it in the holster. The holster is actually open. You can put it in.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
So someone is going to buy this staff
for $50.
Kind of seems like it's a little overpriced.
There's hardcore indie collectors that buy all the props.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, the masses, like in Walmart and in Target.
Rare.
Interesting. So, so we saw just the one retro collection figure. Is there been any talk of more than just indie?
I haven't read anything or saw anything, but there's definitely going to be more than just indie.
There's going to be more, and I think they're going to do different characters that were not released.
I just hope, like, when they make someone like Marion, like her like stand and everything is just like not the same, so it's not like near the original. At least make the stand larger and the monkey different or something.
People have been commenting already and like, oh, Stan Solo's already released some that look pretty good, so I'm just going to stick with that. And I mean,
the stand for Marion is one of the most expensive parts, right?
The monkey.
It's just really hard to find the stand.
Yeah, it's just hard to find.
I just hope that these people that are making, repro figures and this toy line that's coming out, I just hope they make distinguishable features that do not hurt the vintage market, because too many people are getting confused.
Can you go back to the packaging, Shane, of the retro?
Yeah.
So the packaging you can tell is a little different, obviously.
Yeah, it's a different shot of
The six,
Indy, I think.
yeah, it's a different shot, and then you have the age up in the top corner and the big warning
Okay,
symbol.
I wonder
there.
if they're gonna. I wonder if they're gonna have like. I mean, it says in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah,
I
and
wonder if they're gonna have like the Adventures of Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom and all in this series.
Possibly.
You know,
That'd be
so
kind of cool.
that way.
It's going to depend on how well it sells.
Yeah.
You know, they'll start with this, and
I know
we'll see.
people will pay for an Indy in a Nazi uniform. I know people will pay for an Indy in that suit that he was wearing at Club Obi-Wan.
yes, yeah.
I know that people will probably pay for like a Hitler figure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of figures that they never made that they could probably make a lot of money doing. That I know a lot of people that'll fill a lot of holes in a lot of collections.
Yeah. Because I think, this
And-
one's, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're going with Raiders specific on these. It seems like if they're going to try to introduce a lot of characters, a lot of different characters, because there weren't a whole lot to choose from that they hadn't already released.
No, and
So,
you bring up a
His
good point.
father.
I wonder if they're going to
His
do
father.
that. Yeah,
They
Yeah.
make a figure of his
dad, yeah.
father, his dad.
I think they
Yeah,
made
one
one
of
in 2007, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not from Raiders. He's
But
talking
no,
about
yeah.
how many characters there are in Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that like they're probably going to release Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones in The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones in Raiders
Oh,
of the Lost
God.
Ark. You know,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
to to fill holes in people's collection. I mean, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they did that.
Yeah,
It's good. I think it's going to be dependent on how well the first, line that's available, the first run or a couple waves, how that sells. But the
Mhm.
funny thing is even if people enjoy the vintage figures, they might not buy these retro figures because they're the same characters. But then if they went to a Temple of Doom line, those people would then be buyers maybe to add to the collection of stuff that they don't have. So it'll be interesting to see if they get there, if they get to that next level or not.
I mean, they have to start here because I think it's the first movie, but I might have started with the last movie and just gone backwards.
With Crystal Skull,
No,
Yeah,
sorry,
this is-
I don't count that one.
I don't either.
You
Yeah.
want to go around the horn? Who's a buyer for these?
maybe.
I'm not buying any of them.
I'm gonna
will
get
be
the
buying
retro one.
retro.
I'm gonna get the
yeah.
retro ones. And the first, I'll just get an indie just to see where it goes from there.
Yeah,
Shane?
Yeah, if I was interested, it'd be in the retro, not in the 6-inch.
Did you guys notice the 6-inch packaging is just a box and it doesn't
Yeah.
have a window?
Because they want to get rid of the plastic, which I can't understand how they got to that decision, because they're alienating all mint in box collectors.
yeah. And the thing is, they've
That's a big-
already done that with Spider-Man and Gwen. It's not Gwen Stacy, but the most recent Hasbro Marvel Legends Twin Pack. They did that with Spider-Man and
Everyone look at Chris. He was stuck with a lollipop in his mouth for about 15 seconds.
He's like this.
So this is a little. Oh, go ahead. Go finish.
I was just gonna say they're already getting some horrible feedback from consumers.
So I think the federal government is like making them do it. So this is a little off topic. Topic. I went to Stop and Shop. The 6-packs of Sprite and the 6-pack of like Coke had no more the plastic like on top of it. It had cardboard. I've never seen it before.
No plastic rings.
No.
They got rid of plastic shopping bags in New Jersey in May. Like they announced it like a good year plus before, but as of May, there's no stores in New Jersey are allowed to give out plastic shopping bags anymore.
Well, here in California, they're all about making money, so they charge you 10 cents per plastic bag.
Well, now they charge you like 50 cents per reusable bag. Like they don't even have the plastic bag option.
I just
And
stick
they're
everything in my
not giving
cart
out
and I just
paper
wheel it
bags.
to my car and I dump it out in my trunk.
Yeah.
I refuse to give them 10 cents.
I was just shocked.
Hey, nobody
like
here in Georgia cares about them turtles, them sea turtles. We
you buy like a
my-
6-pack of soda.
I got my half a gallon of milk triple bag today. For
You buy
nothing.
a 6-pack of soda, and there's a cardboard like thing on top. It's just like it's crazy. Now you have these 6-inch figures, and there's no window.
Well,
That's what you get for living in the blue state.
I was a collector of Hasbro's 6-inch figure line for a while, and mint in box collectors. I'm telling you, it's a huge.
You might want to cut
part
that
of
part
their,
out, John.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of their their customer base. So I don't.
So how are they going to grade that?
I don't know. Well, they're going to grade it on what? Just the box.
The box.
Yeah.
And and the 6-inch line typically just has like a little piece of tape on the top flap. It's not like sealed. It's not a blister. It's not. It's just a piece of tape. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to be pissing off a lot of collectors because either you're now going to either open the item or just not buy it.
Yeah.
Or
So
be happy with box art.
So an idea, John, with no shirt on, he has a snake on him, like a live snake, and he's speaking with his Georgia accent, and he's holding the Indiana Jones figures, and he's going over all of them. Would be an awesome series. It would.
Do you have any ability? Do you have access to a snake, John? Do you have any ability?
I live
to get a
in
snake?
Georgia. I can go to the church right down the road and get a couple. Red State.
So what else do we want to say about Indiana Jones? So, we've talked a bit on some of our previous episodes about the actual vintage line. Charles is all in. Chris is all in on getting those, figures and getting them graded right. Do you have, I'm asking the wrong person, but Charles, do you have mocks of any of them or are you just doing loose graded?
Yeah, loose graded. I still need Marion loose, and I just sent in the vehicle. What's the proper name for it?
The trunk.
Yeah. What's it called though?
Truck.
It's a truck.
So I just sent that in for loose grading also.
All right. That's going to be
It's called the truck convoy.
There you go.
truck convoy. It's going to be a big
Convoy truck.
acrylic cube.
Big acrylic cube. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we've gone over the vintage line in previous episodes. That's it, right? It was the vintage line in what, 84, 83, 84, I think. And there hasn't been, or there's been, well, Brandon, you just showed some stuff from 2007.
There's been a bunch of failed lines.
There's
Temple
been some
of
other
Doom
Hasbro
was a
lines.
failed line, yeah.
Yeah,
more
we went over
recently.
that, but Chris was absent.
Well, I know. Yeah, you went over that there was another toy company that bought the license.
LJN
LJN.
made the bigger figures. They
Okay.
weren't 3 3/4. They were kind of like almost 4-inch, 5-inch figures. They were odd shaped.
And they had the G.I. Joe rivets in the joints and stuff.
Yeah.
Ribbit.
Rivet.
And then so there was some sort of Hasbro lines in the
Hasbro lines in the
Early 2000s.
90s, late 90s, 2000s, where they redid these figures. Yeah.
Hey,
And
real quick. Y'all got frogs in New York?
I'm telling you, John with a snake on YouTube, and he's holding one of the Indiana Jones figures, and he's going over it. Be f***ing classic.
John,
141,
make sure
John.
Yep. Down.
141.
While you're erasing that, Shane, can you stop extending this episode and just end it already?
Yeah,
You keep extending it. Be like, all right. So what else do we want to say about Indiana Jones? We don't have anything else to say.
All right. Well, I didn't know if we were talking about anything more about the line or the franchise. We're talking about 6 figures that none of us are going to buy.
Exactly.
Great job. Whose idea was this?
This was Brandon's. Just to let you know.
All right.
Cover it.
All right, boys. So that's the Indiana Jones line that's been announced. That's available for pre-order. We're all looking forward to Indiana Jones 5. It's coming out in the theater next year, 2023, from what we know. Yet to be named, I believe. And it'll be Harrison Ford's
97th birthday.
97th birthday. But it'll be his, we hear it's his final appearance as Indy.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, can he really be rolling around with snakes and rocks anymore? I mean,
Indiana
He
Jones
aged him.
and the Kingdom of the Crystal Walker.
John's on fire this episode.
Yeah,
He's very down south this whole episode.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We appreciate you following us on your favorite podcast app as well. You can like the video, comment on YouTube, and you can also go to 5idiotstalkingtoys.com to check out all of our links. Follow us on TikTok and look for the YouTube shorts. We put out content that we don't put out anywhere else. And you can also collect with us. Come hang out at rogue5toys.com. We post the items up for sale there. We do giveaways. We have a lot of fun. Brandon's going to be eating a Yoda cane soon, I heard. And he's got Indy carrying him around. All right. Very good.
Oh, that's
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you all. Please subscribe and come on back and see us on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern for our Wednesday episode and Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern for our podcast topic-based episode. Good night, everyone. Thanks, boys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye. Bye.